evening, everyone. Welcome back to Discordant Dragons. Tonight, before we get started, I would like to remind everyone that my picnic event is in 1 month, 4 Saturdays from now. April 11th is the decided day. The few locals who said that the day mattered to them between the 2nd or the 3rd Saturday of April, they all chose the 2nd Saturday. So that will be the 11th. So if you would like to come to a beautiful lakeside park, have some of my bacon wrapped pork chops and burgers, you are welcome to. It costs you nothing to attend. You just have to get yourself to East Tennessee, just off of Interstate 81. There will be at least 4 people as of now, with about 4 maybes out there. So I'm hoping to get up to at least 8 or 10 this year. Last year we only had a few, but hopefully this year we will have maybe 8 or 10. So if you would like to join me for a full day on a Saturday of grilling, merriment, and general positivity, it is family friendly. There'll be no booze, no ugly language or anything like that. It's family friendly. Some people bring their kids, some people bring their dogs, etc. It's at a beautiful park, and I will disclose that location to you when you confirm that you will be there. You can talk to me about it privately via Yiz the Eunuch at protonmail.com. You can find me at Yizcognito on the Twitter. At me or PM me there. You can send me a comment and tell me where to speak to you privately on any of my platforms. And let me know if you want to be there. And also, I would appreciate it if anyone would like to contribute funds to the picnic event to pay for the expensive meats and also the $60 pavilion reservation. So if anybody wants to kick in a few dollars for that, please do so. Speaking of how you can share your hard-earned dollars with me, I prefer paid messages. If you want to chime in on me or the to anything that me or the panel say, or to the Dragon's questions, please consider using Entropy. That's the pinned comment in the chat. That's how I prefer to receive paid chats. You can also send in short messages on PayPal and Cash App. You can send in hyper chats on Odyssey, rants on Rumble. And if you really like the work I do and want to support me long term, I would deeply appreciate you becoming a subscriber of mine over on Subscribestar. And if you do so, you will have your name included in that awesome introduction graphic made by Lomax Designs at the beginning of all my streams, as well as in the outro of all of my videos on the panel, or on the outro slide. So with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce the guests for the evening. We were going to have Fat Dave, and you can see him in the chat tonight. He's total blackout painting. He was going to be here tonight, but work made him not be able to be here tonight. So I'm introducing a new person tonight in the chat, Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy, welcome to the stream for the first time, sir.
Hello, Yiz. I'm happy to be here.
Glad you're here. A usual of the stream, back again, Mr. Ardent Party.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're well.
And, of course, my usual co-host, Mr. 3 of 12. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Now, the way this works, I've already been over it with Mr. Darcy. He knows how these things work. But in case you're new or coming back after a long period of time, the way it works is I create 5 questions about current news items. Usually they are political, culture, war machine related, because that's the kind of stuff that I cover. That's my wheelhouse. But I also weave in things about technology or sometimes law, sometimes video games, that kind of thing. But it's usually your typical Clown World news that we will be. The framework of the show is I pretend that a bunch of make-believe fantasy dragons from D&D, they are curious about planet Earth, and they ask us leading questions about news topics just to get us speaking. I nominate a party leader each week. That party leader chooses the dragon that we go to next, or nominates a party member to choose a dragon. And why does that matter? Because whoever chooses the dragon is the first one who has to answer the dragon's question after we look at the video or read a bit from an article. So with that being said, Mr. Darcy, I know you are new. Would you like to be the party leader tonight? If not, I'm sure Ardent Party can do a good job at it.
I suppose I could do it.
Okay, sure. Then let's go ahead and look at the dragon topics for the evening. Tonight, the red dragon has dying for Israel, something no one wants to do. The green dragon has societal eugenics. I wonder what that could be about. The blue dragon has the future of medicine. The white dragon has, of course, Canada, and you can only imagine what that will be about. And we have a special tinfoil dragon tonight. Where's BB? Well, we will be discussing some conspiratorial tinfoil hat business with the black dragon. So, Mr. Darcy, the ball is in your court. Would you like to choose the first dragon to get us started tonight, or would you like to have one of your party members make that choice?
Well, let's throw a curveball and start with the tinfoil dragon.
Oh, okay, that'll be fun. All right.
Um,
Let me move over here now to, let's see. I think these are where my links are. Yes, we'll be looking at a couple of things here. We have a video posted on Benjamin Netanyahu, or as I like to call him, Mr. Satan Yahoo's account. And I want to show you the original one first, and then we will talk about it. You don't have to listen to this. It is not important. But let's go ahead and see if this link works. Yeah, there we go. Very good. So on X, or Twitter, as it was, whose official account posted, and you can see he's at a coffee shop, and he posted this video. You don't have to hear it. It's in the Hebrew Kabbalah squiggle language. I don't care for it. But as you can see, he's in a coffee shop drinking a coffee, and he posted this as proof that he was alive and not killed in the missile strikes and drone strikes. And there are a lot of people who think this is AI generated. So I figured we would talk about that tonight. So I'll let you watch the whole thing in full. It's almost over. It's only a minute long. I'll let you observe this and think for yourself whether you think this is AI or not. Almost done. All right, there we have it. Okay, that was the original. Now here we have, according to Shadow of Ezra, after Satan Yahoo posted a video showing he is not dead, people are speculating about why his coffee cup, which was filled to the brim, did not spill when it was lifted. It is being called Coffeegate. And so you can see here in the slowed down video, he picks up an entirely full cup of coffee. It sloshes like it's about to spill out, but doesn't, which is strange, even though he holds it at an angle. It looks like it's some kind of gel that keeps it held in there. And also further below here, you can see a close-up of some AI shenanigans when his hand goes into his pocket, which I think is very interesting. We'll have a look here. See, when he goes to slide his hand in his pocket, the pocket just sort of conforms and then goes back to normal shape as the hand enters the pocket. Again, very leading of AI. So let's move to the Black Dragon and see what the Black Dragon... Wait. I forgot one thing. Just to show how easy it is to fake a video like this, the celebrated imam, the leader, the Ayatollah of Iran, somebody made the same video with the recently slain Ayatollah. And as you can see here, it basically looks just as real as the one with Benjamin Satan Yahoo. So it's the same video, just with him instead of Satan Yahoo. So see, he holds up a hand, shows you that AI is not messing up the fingers. Same thing. Same video, same everything. It's just the Ayatollah instead of Senior BB. So let's go ahead and kill that. And we will move to the Black Dragon, which is this foul character right here. The Black with us tonight enjoys the fun of conspiracy theories and is glad we indulge in them on occasion. Since AI is the big subject these days, he was curious what we think about this video put out by Satan Yahoo. His question is simple, and we will start with you, Mr. Darcy. Do you think this video is AI, meaning the original? If so, do you think that Benjamin Satan Yahoo is dead?
Well, the video certainly does look strange.
Indeed.
I'm not
especially,
sure.
Especially because Mr. Yahoo looks about 10 or 12 years younger than he actually looks in person.
Yeah. I am skeptical about the Iranians' ability to pinpoint his location and strike it the same way that the United States did to Ayatollah Khomeini. I'm not sure. Like, he could just be he could just be hiding, and this is just a way for him to show that he's still alive without showing his real location. If I were a world leader during this age of satellite imagery and I don't know, and geolocation and precise long range missiles, I would be very cautious about releasing anything that could show my location. I've seen lots of videos of Ukrainians assassinating Russian leaders deep inside Russia, or not even leaders, like what's his name? The Orthodox philosopher guy in Russia. His daughter was blown up with a car bomb.
Are you talking about Dugan?
Dugan, yeah. Dugan's daughter.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, they killed her with a car bomb. You can hack into street surveillance cameras, traffic cams. I've seen videos of guys trolling Indian scam callers by hacking into their cameras.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Yeah, anything you can do to those people is justified. But yeah, I think this might be operational security.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else to say on it, or shall we pass it on to someone else?
I suppose that's all. Like, Israel, you have to hand it to them. They're not dumb. Like that, all those exploding pagers. That was so brilliant. I wish my own people could do things like that. We can do things like that, but we just don't.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You can say a lot about the old Zionists and the Israelis and all those evil guys over there, but I don't think they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't think they're stupid.
It's actually even more brilliant than that. They switched to walkie-talkies, and then those exploded too.
Yeah.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah. They even rigged their backup systems with explosives and got several of them that way too. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's genius.
Kept their pagers on their belts, and they blew up and freaking castrated them. They Iran, yeah. They had a military parade of all the military leaders who were damaged by the exploding pagers. They were missing hands. They were in wheelchairs.
Yeah, and
they had like big blast marks on their faces, and people were making fun of them. Like they were like, "Oh, they're just piling on the propaganda value by showing off the damage they did." Like, yeah. So yes, if I was a world leader, I would be very secretive of where I was, and yeah, posting fake AI videos of yourself as a form of operational security and deception is brilliant.
All right. Well, let's see what Ardent or 3 of 12 has to say on it. What do you guys think?
You can hop in 3 if you want.
Okay. Well, I think it's AI. I think we all agree it's AI, but
it definitely looks like it to me.
I don't think it's proof that he's dead though, because this isn't the first time a government has done this.
Yeah.
I think it's just that Netanyahu is so full of himself that he, instead of recording something himself, someone in his staff just made this just to whip out something to throw on social media. I think it means very little.
Any other commentary about the AI itself?
It's surprisingly good, but it's pretty par for the course these days. There's a bunch of different Sora-like video algorithms that are out there now, but I'd say that Sora is still better than most of them. I think they're just sort of like,
okay,
they're just kind of noticing things and then making one and making money off of it. There's not much to make of here. I really just think that he's just too good to go to a coffee shop himself. It's probably also a security risk on some level.
Oh, certainly, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think that Satan Yahoo is dead. I do think that this video is AI. I think that's pretty obvious to anybody who's paying attention. But I think that this was probably put out for, like usual, misdirection, subversion, agitation, because that's pretty much all that administration does. So I also agree with Mr. Darcy that, especially if you are a known leader in these constantly conflicting Middle Eastern countries that are close enough to shoot missiles and drones at each other, yeah, not showing where your location is by actually getting your phone out and taking a video is probably pretty smart, and you shouldn't do that. So I think that this video doesn't prove anything about him being dead or injured. I just think that it's just definitely AI. So the people who are saying this is proof of him being killed, I don't think that they're correct. I think they're just a mix of wishing or wanting to stir the conspiracy pot. I don't think that this little AI video is proof of anything other than he put out an AI video, or someone did, on his official Twitter account. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Javier Milei was if there was a video of Javier Milei doing this, I would believe it.
If I could interject, go ahead.
Go ahead.
If I could interject one thing, like,
Sure.
like the way that Ayatollah Khomeini operated. So his whole regime's philosophy is that, well, okay, so at the beginning of in the 1800s to the 20th century, Muslims started losing wars. They were no longer dominant like they were during medieval times and during the pre-modern times. So if you read the Quran, Muhammad, when he wins a battle, he says, "Look, this is proof that we are correct. This is proof that Islam is correct because we are upholding Sharia law." But if they lose, he says, "This is because we have deviated from Sharia law." So the Khomeinis said, "We need to, because we're losing all the time, everywhere. We're losing to little like desert nomads in Chad. We need to really, really practice Sharia law. We need to kill more dogs. We need to beat more women, and then we'll win. Allah will bless us." And
I think all the inbreeding doesn't help them either.
Yes, and quite frankly, him being killed by a supersonic missile that was developed through science was kind of a fitting end to that like fatalistic, superstitious moron. And by the way, he would go on television when I was a baby and say, "We're going to get a nuke and we're going to use it on Israel." And so what happened? They started killing their scientists, and they started, putting on sanctions. But if he had just been quiet, if he said, "Oh, we love Israel. Islam is the religion of peace," been successful. But because he's an idiot and he likes to announce his plans before he does it, that is why they lose.
Yeah,
and
I think that's definitely a tactical failing of the more, let's call them aggressive members of different kinds of Islam, especially the kind from Iran. I think that it works to their detriment being so bold, because in this day and age, subversion, misdirection, subterfuge, that is the real strength in the world we live in now.
You can be sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, and being bold and blatant and saying, "We're going to do blah 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 blah. We're coming for you," almost like these leaders are cutting wrestling promos back in the in the 80s and 90s for professional wrestling. Like that just shit doesn't work. Like it just makes you a big target for people that are more clever than you.
Yeah, and there's one more thing I have to say. Okay, Islam is not our friend. I've seen in the pro-white community, guys being cheerleaders for the Islamic regime. They want your children enslaved. They want your children raped. They are not your friends.
Yep.
Now, and I also understand that Iran has a wonderful Persian heritage, and it was conquered by Arabs.
Yeah.
The Persians and the Greeks who live there are still there, and they are still wonderful. And some of them are still our people.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I love them, but like, yeah, those are the builders. Those are the only reason that Iran is like or was like a first-rate regional power.
Yeah, we have a guy who's a regular in my chat who is from one of those areas, and he's been warning whites about Islam his whole life because of just how awful it is.
And I've talked with a few of them. I've had great discussions with them. And so the way I see it, it is, well, yeah, it's not, okay, they say America is the great Satan and Israel is the little Satan. No, Islam, no, okay, Judaism is the great Satan and Islam is the other great Satan. And these are two Middle Eastern death cults that are making us fight each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'll find most of the people in my chat and on the panel would agree with that sentiment. Of course, we are no fans of Zionism or Israel or international Jewry here, but we don't downplay how rotten, terrible, and bad for us Islam is either. It's okay to hate both equally, guys. That's totally okay. Like, I don't think that Hinduism, Judaism, or Islam should be anywhere in white countries. We should keep all of that stuff out. Those are foreign races, foreign ethnicities, foreign religions. None of them are healthy or good for us as Westerners. So we should view them all as harmful outsiders.
They've been at war with us for 1,400 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. I think we need to return to calling them alien, as in hostile, for a reason.
Yes, absolutely.
As Newsfist said on Fistry earlier.
Yeah, that's what I thought of too. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I've got a slightly different take on this. It's obviously an AI video, obviously. And I've seen various images that were purporting to be Netanyahu dead in rubble and things of that nature. So seeing an AI like this, maybe it's possible he was injured and is recovering, but there's also an upcoming election in Israel in September. I think it's September this year. I was scanning a story while you guys were talking, so I'm not 100% sure. But in any event, Netanyahu wants to be reelected whenever he decides to run again. So part of the reason for releasing this isn't just to show to the outside world. It's to show to his own people that he is still strong, that he is still capable of doing a job. Now, obviously, anyone with a lick of sense is going to look at this and go, there's no way this guy just goes to a coffee shop on his own and stands still to be photographed.
Right.
There's no way he's doing that. Someone in chat, I believe it was Dave, had said there's no reason for them to interact with the unwashed masses when they can fake it. Yeah, that's a very good point. And yeah, I mean, I think this is as much about sending a message to the people who support Netanyahu as it is to sending a message to the people who would want to take him out.
Yeah.
Also, I do have another point to offer. Mr. Darcy had said that Israel was the little Satan, or the great Satan rather, and that Islam was the other great Satan. I'm sorry, but I think you should be culturally appropriate and call them Shaitan and Iblis appropriately.
Good one. All right. So anything else on this topic, or shall we move on?
I'm good.
Can I do my Mom impression for a second?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
The Shaitan is everywhere, watching, waiting. It is our very existence we are fighting for. The assassin is, he travels through the night, murdering children. Rise up in the name of Allah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. All right. We don't have any paid chats. I just checked everywhere. So we can go ahead and move back to the topics. That was the Black Dragon that we started with, which was, of course, Where's BB? So that leaves 4 topics: societal eugenics from the green, the future of medicine from the blue, dying for Israel from the red, and, of course, Canada from the white. Mr. Darcy, you're the party leader tonight. Would you like to choose the next dragon or have a party member make that choice?
A lot of these look like things that I don't want to talk about. So let's get let's get it out of the way while we're talking about war. How about dying for Israel?
Okay. This one is a video and it is short, so it won't take long. Give me just a moment to cue this up here. All right, assuming this works. All right, this is a short clip from something that piece of shit Hegseth said, which we will listen to. Let me audio boost this because I think it's kind of quiet.
Oh, that's such a good screen grab right there.
Yeah, he is ready for the Zionist dick in his mouth right there.
No. I've already been bribed by Israel.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's only 30 seconds. Let's listen.
I want to say, though, and the president's been clear about this, it doesn't mean they won't have some get through, as we tragically saw. And we're going to greet those families at Dover and honor and respect the sacrifice they gave. And the president's been right to say there will be casualties. Things like this don't happen without casualties. There will be more casualties. And no one is, I mean, especially our generation knows what it's like to see Americans come home in caskets. But that doesn't weaken us one bit. It stiffens our spine and our resolve.
All right, then. The red with us tonight is the same worm who has visited us many times before to speak on matters of state, war, and politics. He's glad to be back with us again. He chose this tonight to ask us about dying for Israel and the future fallout for the U.S.'s military strength. So the question comes to you first, Mr. Darcy, because you chose it. Do you think real Americans will refuse to fight in upcoming wars because of the blatant Israel first identity that the U.S. has taken on? Do you predict the U.S.'s strength will wane in the near future?
I think that right now Israel is panicking because the boomers who fully believe in evangelicalism and, you know, have the poison from the Schofield Bible in their belief systems, because it's not just if you read the Schofield Bible, it leaks its way into every religion so far as I've seen. Like Mormons have nothing to do with evangelicals, but the Die for Israel stuff kind of leached its way into it.
As it has most things now.
Yes, again, I can't speak for other religions, but it is there, and it's a terrible mind virus. This belief that this war needs to happen so that Jesus can come back, and that the world will be burned and remade into an Eden. Like it's awful. Like it corrodes. Well, like here's just an example of something that bothers me. That might seem. Yeah, it removes your respect for nature. Like, let's cut down this 3,000-year-old tree because Jesus is coming back soon, and everything's gonna burn and be remade anyways. But part of me sees it. Yes, it's dying down, but at the same time, the U.S. military is filled with high thumos white guys who want to fight. So I don't know. You're not gonna. You're not gonna see like some sort of like the idea of the U.S. military mutinying is incredibly unlikely, in my opinion. I don't know. Does anyone have any thoughts on this?
Okay. Yeah, we'll move to somebody else.
I have plenty of thoughts on this one.
Please go ahead.
I think there's plenty of more mundane reasons for people to not want to fight for the United States, and it's just on the fact that it's just one, veterans don't get appreciated. They've never been appreciated properly. Getting injured and then being stuck in some VA ward is not a fate that anybody wants. And even if nothing goes wrong, there's every potential. If you're like a rifleman on a front, then there's every likelihood you're going to end up with PTSD. The pay's not good. It strains your family. It might just ruin your life. You might never be able to reassociate with normal civilian life ever again. Not to mention the fact that even people who aren't big on the J question still see America as like, I mean, the neocon interventionism is something that all sorts of factions are aware of and just they want nothing a part of. Why would you want to be a tool for that? For something that's just not going to work out, get a bunch of people killed, and then nothing comes of it, only to ruin another nation, right? You know, it's like, why? And then there's the libertarian side of it, which is that plus being anti-war, period. And the fact that you just know that the United States government, during an administration that isn't a Trump administration, the default is to do the half measures, do the interventionism, and then leave a bunch of stuff there. It's just a mess. Why would you voluntarily be part of that when you could do anything else with your life? Let alone the fact that the Biden administration kicked a bunch of people out for not getting the jab. There's so many reasons, and up until the recent recruitment, we were at our lowest recruitment rates since the interwar period. There was every reason to believe this was going to continue if Kamala won. We're lucky to be on an administration that isn't as hostile to the military in that sense. And I still, as far as I can tell, Trump has still met his campaign proposals of no, I'm not, no new wars. This is just a bombing exercise. We're going to bomb them to the Stone Age. There won't be any boots on the ground. I still think that that's the final result here. I still think that's what we're going to keep seeing in the next 3 years. I mean, like the occasional Delta Force or SEAL Team 6 deployment, I have no problem with, as long as they come back in one piece.
Really? You don't have a problem with us messing around in the Middle East? You don't have a problem with
that? Not for the upside, no. I
really?
mean, like, limit it. It's got to be limited to things that make sense. But I got no problem with this.
What about anything about this engagement makes sense to you?
What do you mean?
Okay. Why did the United States drone strike missile strike the Ayatollah? Why are we doing Israel's bidding in this war? How does it make sense to me and you here in the United States? How does it make sense? Make it make sense.
Well, I see it as a net positive to get rid of the Ayatollah. I mean, the regime is a complete rogue state. We can't trust that they're going to do anything that's sensible. Their economy is pants on head retarded. They're a destabilizing force throughout the entire Middle East, let alone.
So why is that our problem to fix it? Why does it make sense that we do that?
Because we can do it with ease. Why not? I mean, at the very least, we get another trading partner out of it. There's another source of oil that brings it down. I mean, that's another one of his campaign promises. I mean, okay. It's one way of achieving that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I personally wish that he was focusing more on domestic affairs, but I'm like, dude, fixing problems, I'm all for it. That's refreshing to me. Actually, fixing problems is so refreshing. I'm not going to get super picky about the priorities. Just fix things, please.
Okay. I don't think that anything about this makes sense for us. I think the only reason that this happened is because, first of all, the United States is led by the nose. I think that Washington, D.C. is absolutely Israel first, and the Trump administration is staffed entirely by Zionist Jews and Zionist Schofield Bible Christians and psycho-evangelicals. And I think that if you wanted to backfill this move to try to make it make sense, the only thing you can really say is that, well, China and Russia are civilizational enemies to the United States empire. So trying to create some kind of engagement that would, quote unquote, steal the loyalty or direction of Iran to be more loyal to this fading empire. Like, that's the closest thing that makes any sense, and that doesn't make much sense with how awful everything else is right now. So I just don't see this being a sensible or good move at all. I see it being entirely a Zionist move that cares nothing about the fallout or what will happen to the United States and its people. That it doesn't make sense to me in any way how this is good for us. So I just wanted to hear your side of it. Thank you for answering.
Is this just so like you don't think that putting our enemies on notice isn't a good thing?
I don't think that it's wise to do the bidding of Israel. I don't think that the Ayatollah or the psycho Muslims, who I also hate, are good for us. I don't think they wish us well, and I don't think we would ever get along, nor do I think they should be in my country. But I also don't think that the current Ayatollah and what Iran was up to was any threat to the United States at all. I think they are only a threat to the United States because of how married at the fucking hip the U.S. government is to Israel. And everyone in the world knows it. It's blatant and easy to see. So I hate the fact that my country isn't my country and my government isn't for me. It's for Israel. It's for Jews. And that sickens me. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think that Iran or the Muslims would be looking at us much at all. But that's been the case since Israel was created. And it sickens me. And it's only become worse in like the last 20 or 30 years.
If I could interject one point.
Please.
It's pointless to talk about now because they are past tense pretty much. But this threat that Iran posed to Israel with its missiles pointed at it was something keeping them from achieving their greater Israel project and becoming the world's superpower. So my credit to my friends who, were supporting being the cheerleaders for this regime. I can see, don't think that I can't see that point. But it's really not the case now. That deterrent is pretty much gone and it's not likely to come back.
Ardent, anything from you?
I actually do. I have an unusual angle on this one as well. Do I think real Americans will refuse to fight in upcoming wars because of the Israel first identity of the U.S.? Yes. However, the next generation of kids that are coming up that will be going into the military are going to mesh very well with drone warfare because they will happily sit down with a controller and kill random people on the other side of the planet because they won't feel anything from it. That's one of the darkest facts about modern warfare. It has become more and more removed from not just, it used to be extremely removed from the politicians. Long ago, if you had an argument with another country, your king and their king would meet on the battlefield. Then it became their proxies. Now the proxies, the generals don't even regularly go onto the battlefield. So we're getting to the
never, basically never now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't for decades.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where it's almost at the point now, we're seeing it with Ukraine especially, where you don't even necessarily need humans to be on the field to actually attack other humans. Can I have the question card back? Because the second part was important as well, please.
Yeah, it's about the waning strength of the U.S. machine in the near future.
Yes, I would say that I expect that strength to wane, more from the fact that someone in chat did point it out that there is too much of a split, and I think you yourself said something to the same effect, yes, that there's so much of a split between the people who honestly believe either that Judeo-Christianity is a thing or that Israel is somehow the friend of the West in the Middle East, and people who look up and go, and this is no offense to Three, I want to make that clear as well, and the people who look up and go, well, maybe it's not such a bad thing that we did this. My answer to that is, well, now you've just created another unstable state in the Middle East.
And people of that sympathy over there, you've just given another reason to ignite generational hatred and warfare against us.
Yeah, and on
that's
top
another
of that,
thing that this causes, which I think is bad.
Yeah. And the part of it that bothers me, because I live in Canada and we'll take in the refuse from the entire fucking planet. Sorry for the language. But we have got...
The Zionist war machine loves to use warfare and conflict as an excuse to pump even more foreigners who shouldn't be here into our countries.
We've already got at least one of the clerics from the regime here in Canada. He was spotted in the Toronto airport not too long ago. So
Great.
Thanks. Yeah.
I am sorry that's just as much of a problem with how Canada is run than anything.
God, ever.
And I don't. Again, I'm not knocking you either. Obviously, on that, it's not your fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, 3, I agree with you. You know, some incompatible terror shitbag gets missile striked. I mean, that, like, in a vacuum, that's a good thing. I completely agree with you. Nobody's going to fucking miss it that I care about. Like,
yeah,
you know, but I would say the same thing about Benjamin Netanyahu and all the fucking pedos in Israel and shit.
Yeah,
like,
and I'd agree with you.
If we drone strike or missile to all of them, the world would be a better place. But
Look,
the world is not a series of isolated incidents in a vacuum.
Of
this
course
shit
not.
is all webbed together, unfortunately.
Of course not. Like, let me reassert my position on this. Drone strike them all.
Well, I mean, now you're talking, but I mean, that ain't gonna happen. Like, if if tomorrow I don't know, if I got my wish and Emperor Mel Gibson became dominator of the United States government and said, all right, no more foreigners, get them all out, and now we're going to take the nuclear option to the entire Middle East and turn it into glass, I'd be like, okay, Mel. But that's just not going to happen in the world that we live in. And this is why I don't like this forever war stuff. It's no matter who you vote for, Democrat or Republican, Tory or Labor, who do you get? You get weak-willed bureaucrats and John McCain war machine shills. That's everybody of every party that gets into high levels of power. They either go along with the war machine or they are war machine people themselves. And what does that mean? It means never-ending destabilization effects all over the world, creating reasons for there to be a bazillion refugees, and all the Somalians in the world have to come to white countries. And we're white guilted about it. We're told it's our fault, and our children are raped, murdered, disempowered, and have their future stolen from them because Bibi wants to bomb Iran. And it's been the case since I was a fucking child, and I'm in my 40s. I'm sick of it. And I just want it to stop.
Can I respond to something Ardent said? Well, so I just want to say I'm a drone pilot myself, and I love drones.
Me too.
They are like owning drones. It's like having a angry pet dragonfly. And so there was, now I am very disappointed with pro-Second Amendment people here in the United States, because they are looking back. They're like, oh, the 1965 Firearms Act, we got to reverse that. No, bro, we need to look forward. Drones are part of the Second Amendment. And I'll just leave it at that. It needs to be like, it is part of our right to self-defense. Part of our right to self-defense is to keep up with technology. Imagine for a second if you had a robot guard dog with like titanium teeth and maybe 9mm, whatever's on top of it.
Sure.
That will protect you. Like, that could be the future of self-defense. And white people, as we become a minority in our own countries, we're already the global minority, our need for self-defense will increase. It increases every day. So I don't mean to go off too much to topic.
No, I agree. That's why I don't like the phrase gun rights. It's right to self-defense, because first of all, a gun is a tool. It doesn't have rights. And second of all, like, I made this point years ago. Like, what happens when the next thing is like directed energy weapons and drones and, cybernetically controlled defense humanoids and robots and stuff? Like, don't argue it from a firearm only standpoint. It is the right for us to have whatever we deem necessary to defend ourselves and the things we care about. That is what the 2A protects, not just firearms.
And again, I'm promoting self-defense. I'm not promoting violence or anything. Just right to self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Same for me
actually,
too. I'm not encouraging vigilante justice or people going, terrorist and blowing up synagogues and shit. That stuff's evil. Don't do that. It's not constructive. It doesn't help. It just feeds the anti-white narrative. Don't do that stuff. But
yeah,
when it comes to weapons and us understanding, we need to have well-organized militias, community watches, and it's important for every white father to raise his white children to understand this existential war that we are in and to teach them knowledge and tools and methods of self-defense.
absolutely. I'd also like to say Happy Gary Plauché Day, but nobody go and do any vigilante violence.
It's also St. Patrick's Day, isn't it?
No, I think that's
Or
tomorrow.
is that tomorrow?
17th? Yeah.
Oh, did I get blackout drunk too soon? Dang it.
But Darcy did have a very good point there. I hadn't thought of, because I'm Canadian, obviously, and it doesn't occur to me sometimes, but I hadn't thought of the possibility of taking a drone under the umbrella of the 2A. That's actually a really good point too.
Yes, brother. And in Canada, I don't think they're regulated yet. So stock up while you can, brother.
Indeed. Well, let's go ahead and move on for sake of time because we have paid chats to get to that I'm sure, and there might even be more by the time I check. I know we have 2 already. Let me refresh all the sites and have a look-see. Okay, nothing on Cash App yet. We will check for tips on Subscribestar. Nothing new there. We will check PayPal again. No rants on Rumble. No hyper chats on Odyssey. So it's looking like it's just the 2 on Entropy. Paulie B for $25. Shabbat Shalom, fellow MAGA. That's pretty good. Here we go. He has some other things to say. He says, number 1, no Iranian ever called me a goy. Number 2, with the benefit of hindsight from 2024 election to this disastrous war, I have to say both Aron and Academic Agent were correct in their bet. It basically wasn't put away anywhere, Aron W, except the DOD, Academic Agent win. Ultimate limited hangout of based QED. The 4chan green text either knew the future from the inside or predicted it. Many such cases. Indeed. Thank you very much, Paulie B. I deeply appreciate your dollars. Speaking of dollars, Total Blackout Painting, Fat Dave, who was supposed to be here tonight, in with $50 on Entropy. Thank you, man. That's a great donation. Thank you so much. With his 50 cockin dollars, he says, I'm actually disgusted by the level of Zio nonsense in our government now. They've successfully poisoned the boomer generation. My nephew left the LDS church over its blatant Zionism. I hate this apocalyptic thinking. They just want a reset on the world they destroyed with their neoconservative BS. Death to the boomer truth regime, death to the anti-white narrative. I added that last part. But yes, absolutely, Mr. Total Blackout Painting. It sickens me that as a young person, my head was pumped full of all these lies and this fake nationalism and this fake history shit. And I thought I was growing up in a country and in a world that was entirely not real. And I started learning and putting things together after 9/11 and after the stupid war in Iraq and all this other stuff. And by the time Gamergate rolled around, I was really outside myself because it felt like the first half of my life was just a lie. It was just a bad dream. And I'm stuck with this reality now. And I think there's a lot of people our age that feel that way, that once the internet became a thing and we were able to rapidly access alternate information, we all just started realizing we've been lied to about everything the whole time on purpose. My country's an evil machine. Everything we've been told about us being good guys and all this American way bullshit, it's just a lie to keep us complacent and keep the boomers hopeful and going to work and paying taxes. It's disgusting. All right. That is all the paid chats for now. So we will go ahead and drop the banner and move back to the dragons. We have tackled the first 2 dragons, which was Dying for Israel and Where's Bibi, which leaves social eugenics from the green, the future of medicine from the blue, and of course, Canada from the white dragon. So, Mr. Darcy, you are the party leader. What will be next, sir?
Well, after those dark topics, I think I would like to talk about something happy. Let's go to social eugenics.
Okay, the green dragon.
First Canada.
No. All right. The green, let's see. That would be, this is another video for the evening. This one is about 2 minutes long, but it's awesome, and I want you to see it. So let's go ahead. And there is one Jew that I really like. and his name is Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller said some very based, truthful things that I want you guys to hear today. And then we will talk about it. Let me check the audio here real quick. Give me just a moment.
Organization.
Yeah, we need to boost that a little bit. There we go.
Were sent to your countries. These are known as NGOs. I think you know the term, non-governmental organizations. And they gave you very, very bad advice for a very, very long time. And basically they told you, in short, that you needed to be softer and gentler and nicer to the criminals, and that you had to demilitarize your approach and extend more rights and more opportunities to the people who are sabotaging and destroying your society. I would make the point to you, as others have pointed out before, including the president of El Salvador, that the West only achieved the place that it did in human history because it spent previous centuries eradicating the criminal elements within its territories. So the West that we came to know, that had the great music and architecture and science and the most powerful economy, it has spent centuries previous to that establishing order first, so that by the time you get, to say 18th century England, 19th century England, there have been centuries of previous history in which ruthless means were used to get rid of the people who were raping and murdering and defying established systems of order and justice. And then when people could live freely and peaceably, and children and families and women could be safe, then it became possible to pursue all of these higher elements of life. So when people who are coming to countries like yours that have had struggles and difficulties and pains and challenges, and they're telling you anything other than first and foremost, secure your countries and your territory, they're giving you not only terrible advice, but advice if someone had come to Europe centuries ago and they had followed that advice, Europe would have never became the Europe that it eventually became. And the reason why many Western countries are struggling today is they've forgotten the eternal truth and wisdoms they once followed.
Well, that was pretty based and true. So let's go ahead and listen to the Green Dragon. The Green with us tonight is the same huntress who visited us recently, and she wanted to come back to talk to us about how it seems reality is reasserting itself in our fake and gay society. She chose this video of Stephen Miller tonight because it speaks about the truth of bad people needing to be dealt with one way or another. And even the concept of there being, quote, bad people seems to be haram in our society today. Her question is this, and since you chose the topic, it comes to you first, Mr. Darcy. How do you think, quote, removing the bad people would take shape in America's reclamation? Do you think it would look like Bukele and what he did in El Salvador, or something else?
Well, it's anyone who has ever worked with animals knows that you can breed better and worse animals.
Correct.
Even if you don't want to believe in, animals changing over time, over millions of years, that is what I just said is truly undeniable.
Yeah, it's everybody who knows anything about animal husbandry and the basics of genetics with breeding knows that. Yeah. White people made ourselves what we are through viciously going after rapists and murderers, and especially people who harm children. Even back in ancient like pre-Roman times, we were sacrificing pedophiles to Odin. Yep.
Because the gods were gods of justice. That's what mostly human sacrifice was in Europe. We removed people who were detrimental to the community. Now, in the context of America, okay, so the Bukele thing, if it was done in America, who would they round up? They would round up basically people like you and me. So, and we're on track to becoming a minority. So I don't have any hope of a political solution getting in a based eugenicist like me to to get a
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, to remove these scumbag monsters from our society.
Well, let's say that heritage Americans, white people of good mind, conscience, and conviction, are able to turn the tables and start actually having control of things that are good for us righteous and law-abiding white folks in America. What do you think that type of reclamation would look like when we start removing the negative element? What do you think it would look like?
There'd be a lot of strange fruits in all the trees. Now,
well said. Well said.
I'm laughing, but so that's the message that's been sent to our kids, like the pictures of like guys who raped children hanging, and then they're like, oh, they did this for no reason, and so the children like are like, I don't know, overcome with this white guilt.
Yeah,
it's awful. And the other side of this, Alex Jones, oh, eugenicists, they're Nazis taking over the world.
yeah, that's always bothered me too, because the way that eugenics is presented is always in the anti-white narrative of the boomer truth regime around World War II. It's like, oh, anybody who acts like people are animals and genetic traits matter is some kind of Nazi. You don't want to be a Nazi, do you? Can't talk about but eugenics is just a natural application of genetic markers. Like that's all it is. It's like, do you want your kids to be smarter? Yeah. Well, eat these kinds of foods. Like, make sure that you encourage the kind of traits you want and discourage the traits you don't want. Like that's all eugenics is. It's not evil. It's not rounding up everybody of a certain IQ and just gassing them all. That's not what it means.
That's not what it means at all. And I wanna point this out because this is a very poisonous little thing that Alex did. So there was a satirical newspaper that made fun of the Irish because they were rioting all the time. And they had a picture of a clean-cut, handsome white man, and then an accurate image of a black guy. And then in the middle, they had a picture of an Irishman, and he was like a mix of the two.
Oh, no.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. But Alex makes the watcher believe in his documentary Endgame that was from a scientific journal, and that it's all pseudoscience to take over the world. And then and then he goes off about Margaret Sanger. I'm not even a huge birth control guy, but the lies that are told about Margaret Sanger are just disgusting. And I hate that I have to white knight for her.
I don't know much about her, but she was an early feminist, right?
Uh-huh. She was so Margaret grew up in a family with like 17 kids, and there was never enough food to eat. I'm kind of close to this because my own father grew up in a household like that. 12 children, never enough food to go around. And
there's a lot of families in Appalachia where I live that are like that. They have 8 or 10 kids still.
Mm-hmm. Because my dad is so kind-hearted, he would let all of his siblings eat before him. And so he didn't grow up. He was so scrawny that he was like, he had to gain weight before he could join the military.
Oh, wow. That's really thin.
Yeah. So she wanted birth control to be readily available so that people could have families within their own means. That's what she wanted. She never advocated for abortion. And the other great lie that Alex, sneaky little fucking rat bastard Alex, he's like, he takes an excerpt from a letter she sent and highlights one little sentence out of context where she was talking about convincing blacks to use contraceptives. She said, we don't want them to think that we are trying to exterminate them. But we know, because we know that blacks are superstitious and they're prone to, she didn't use the word conspiracy theories, but, they think that white people steal their blood and all this shit.
Yeah.
She said, we need to talk to preachers to convey the message of birth control. But Alex says that, oh, she was a Nazi bitch and she wanted to exterminate all the precious black people of the world. I have black friends.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Alex Jones is he's deeply steeped in this populist boomer truth thing where like all people have equal or valid potential. And that's just not true. That doesn't jibe with
Fair.
reality at
Like,
all.
to be fair, 7-year-old me at school would say, after fighting off these Mexican bullies that used to gang up on me, I would say, nobody's really smarter than anyone else. Just some people have reached more of their unlimited potential than others. Well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I was 7 years old and I was wrong. But Alex is in his 50s or something, whatever, and he still believes that.
It's like
Still
62 now, 64. He's old. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly
Yeah, I
how old he
don't
is.
care how old he is. The point is that he's an adult. He believes that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a religion to him. And he has spread this through the right wing, through the dissident right.
Violence is Life in chat says it's their generation's astrology. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would even put more, I don't know. Holy shit. Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde. Said by somebody who doesn't even know anything about like the solar system and probably thinks the world is flat. By the way, the moon landing happened.
Are we still talking about Alex Jones here?
I moved on from him, but if you want to jump in, sure.
Still talking about Bukele personally.
Yeah, I was about to say Alex Jones is older Gen X. He's actually a lot younger than I thought he was. He's only a few years older than me. So he's right at I think 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's about 52. He's only a few years older than me and Dave.
He's old
I
enough.
thought he was a lot older than that because of how he looks. But anyway.
Yeah, and he looks that way because of his having to delve into conspiracies before a lot of people knew anything about them, and the fact that he did bodybuilding, it was rough on his body.
Yeah. So let's, Mr. Darcy, I appreciate all that stuff that you said, but let's move to someone else and go back to the topic here. So Ardent 3 of 12, tackle these questions here and let me know what you think.
Go at it 3. I'm probably going to be brief.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of the bad people. Well, I mean, I'll start with getting rid of all foreigners, legal and illegal. That's a good start.
Yep.
That's going to be 100 million plus.
Yeah. Just getting rid of the people that shouldn't be here, that will dramatically remove violent crimes like, anonymous or I was about to say non-premeditated, but, things like, like gang violence, anonymous, just rapes and burglaries and things that make our society unlivable. Just removing the foreigners will get rid of way more than half of all of that.
Yeah, I don't see any need to go full Singapore because the whole thing with violent crime is that it follows the Pareto distribution. There's a really small number of people. I don't want to
be like Singapore either.
For the I think as we reopen the asylums, that's for people who can be fixed. The people who are violent can't be fixed. They get the death penalty. I'm sorry, they just do. Yeah, they don't even put them away. Don't even bother with putting them in a box. Just kill them.
Yeah, I'm of the same mind. I think that excommunication and execution should be much more common for criminal offenses that are violent and destructive. Like if you used to either kill or cut the hands off of horse thieves. You used to hang thieves and rapists. And like we talked about in the olden times, they would even be sacrificed to gods of justice. Like there's an understanding of reality that if you don't severely punish and remove the negative element, you're only asking for more of it. And I think that is a terrible failing of quote unquote modern society. All of this liberal democracy stuff. Like I'm not like a hardliner for like fascism or national socialism or anything. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like I'm fine with the U.S. Constitution's republic model. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is all of the shit that's happened in the last 100 years. Like that stuff needs to be reconsidered and done differently, like we used to in the olden times.
Yeah,
but I cut you off. Please go ahead.
A lot of amendments need to be overturned.
Yeah, agreed.
Particularly the 17th and
like pretty much everything 19th. After the 10th.
Pretty much, almost every single one of them is bad. But I'd hold on to the 13th mostly because I just don't want to see people enslaved.
Same.
I just think that's call it womanly, but I think that's bad juju's.
tempted to say something insulting. I'm not. You know, I agree.
Yeah, I just think it's a bad idea. I think it's I think the problem with it wasn't the system of slavery inherently. It was actually the fact of who did the slavery in the United States and what it led to.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Indeed.
the fact that we ended up with you know the North Side and the South Side and the constant balance that needed to be set up regarding slavery, and the fact
And not
that
to mention
people who were,
the seeds that grew into the bioweapon being used against us today.
yeah, the consequences of buying someone for the price of a car and then basically taking care, having to like basically build entire compounds, and essentially being this massive financial effort only for it to not be very profitable in the first place. And we both know who were the ones who owned the slaves in the end, right? It was the elites that put
Okay.
brother against brother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I don't see any good coming from like having slavery in any point in the future. I think that we should completely avoid that.
We have
Yeah,
traffic now.
I also don't like slavery. Like if people have to be forced into servitude, it should not be for profit. It should be because they need to be for a righteous purpose. Like,
Yeah.
let's say, like, you know, there's a territory that's completely overran with like horrible evil gangs. Well, you kill all of the bad ones, and they're less bad supporters. You force them for a period of time to rebuild, fix, and repair the things that they stole as penance. And then they are released from that and sent to their penal colony or kicked out of your country with excommunication. Like, I don't like the concept of owning people as, you know, farm equipment. I don't think I think that's immoral, first of all. And second of all, I think you and I would both agree it's economically unviable and unwise.
Imagine for a second if the Caribbean was Irish and not black. How wonderful would that be?
So good.
I love me Irish.
Could have been.
They would
man.
all be sunburnt.
Yeah.
Who could it be now? Who could it be now?
I'm going to throw in my quick answer to the second question here. I don't
Go ahead.
really
Go ahead.
the first one. Do I think it would be like Bukele in El Salvador? Absolutely not. As someone who's a bit of a monarcho-capitalist, the way I see what Bukele is doing in his country is behaving under the principle that the aristocracy exists to protect the people under their aegis. It looks to me that he is behaving in a fashion as close to that of a protective monarch as could possibly happen in the modern world.
Yeah.
And as someone
that's
in
probably
chat
because
would
his
say,
territory is tiny by comparison.
well, this is the thing. Good luck getting a king of America who can handle the whole place, or
Right.
Canada. I mean, the territories are just massive.
Yeah, let's just agree to not.
Maybe we'll leave that aside for another conversation. But the way I see it is, and someone in chat did say, his people absolutely love him because he is doing exactly what government is supposed to do, what a ruler is supposed to do, and that is protect the people at the expense of those who would do them harm.
Yep.
As far as the slavery thing goes, my quick take on that is I'm okay with punishment and debtors slavery, but once the punishment is served or the debt is paid, they should be free. Now,
Okay.
whether or not they have to be ejected from the country is a different consideration. In a lot of cases, they probably do deserve to be. So there's my quick 2 cents.
Yeah,
Okay.
my I was going to say that my feelings on Bukele and his labor prisons, I mean, I don't really have a problem with them the way that they are used at the moment, because they are primarily full of gang members who are violent and did violent things, and were, I mean, otherwise I'd be putting a bullet in their head. So
Well, they were savages, and that might be the better option anyway for you.
yeah, it might be, because it could constitute a security threat. Like that, I mean, there's 50,000 plus people there. That's enough to form like an army that could coup the government. And a lot of these people are battle hardened, at least in the sort of like asymmetrical warfare way.
Yeah.
It genuinely could be a problem if it gets too big. You might have to severely limit the number of people that are allowed to be in the system. But I mean, making violent killers work and pay back the state for the trouble they caused, I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it really, especially if your economy desperately needs some kind of has like a labor shortage and it needs it. And
which we most certainly don't at the moment.
Yeah, we don't, but they might. So I get it.
Yeah.
You know, if that's working for them, then I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
How about everyone?
Let's hear what Mr. Darcy has to say. Then we'll wrap this up and move on to the next dragon. Go ahead.
How about everyone with a face tattoo goes into a pit? Possible.
I don't like tattoos, but
people with lightning bolts or pinwheels on their face.
See, in Japan, I would be in total agreement with you because it means something.
Yeah.
But
and yeah. Ardent, did I win you over? We discussed Keynesian economics earlier. Did I win you over with my argument?
I have to be honest. I'm not much of an economics guy, and my grasp of the differences between Keynesian and other economic systems is very limited.
Wait, you're arguing for Keynesian economics?
Just don't understand how you can be a monarchist and you missed it, Ardent. I told everyone about the awesome black professor I had who taught me about Keynesian economics.
Yeah, it was a play on words, Ardent. Keynesian.
We was Kings. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
I got the joke and I laughed. I thought it was good, Mr. Darcy. It was a good one. I appreciated it.
Yeah, I did laugh at the time. I was just muted.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
We don't have any paid chats that have shown up that I can see yet. So let's go ahead and go back to the dragons and bid this beautiful green huntress adieu. All right. That was social eugenics, which leaves the future of medicine and, of course, Canada. Mr. Darcy, as the party leader, would you like to choose the next dragon or have one of your party members choose the next dragon?
Well, since we were just talking about biology, we can continue on with medicine. So it's not a train of thought.
Sure, no problem. That would be the future of medicine from the blue dragon. So let's go ahead and move over here and read from this. Man uses ChatGPT and AlphaFold to build a do-it-yourself mRNA cancer vaccine and saves his dog's life. Very interesting. How did AI help cure cancer? Cunningham adopted a dog named Rosie back in 2019 from an animal shelter. 5 years later, the dog was diagnosed with cancer. After spending thousands of dollars on traditional treatment, after spending thousands of dollars on traditional treatment, such as chemotherapy, the tumor failed to shrink. This was the moment where Paul decided to take matters into his own hands with the help of AI. The Australian techie decided to sequence DNA of the dog to find the problem and build a cure. And to do this, he relied on ChatGPT. He told the Australian, I went to ChatGPT and came up with a plan on how to do this. Paul Cunningham, no stranger to AI, having worked in the field of machine learning and data analysis for 17 years. He contacted the University of New South Wales Centre of Genomics, and which handed him the genomic sequencing for 3,000 Australian dollars, or dollary dues, perhaps. Cunningham then compared Rosie's healthy DNA with the DNA of the tumor to find the problem. He explained it's like having the original engine of your car and then having a version of that engine 300,000 kilometers down the road. You can compare them and see where the damage is. After this, Paul used AlphaFold, an AI system made by Google DeepMind that can help understand protein functions. This allowed him to identify the mutations and matched them to drugs necessary to cure the tumor. This allowed Paul and the UNSW to create a custom mRNA vaccine for the dog. An mRNA vaccine triggers an immune response. Oh, we know what that is. We already know what this is. The thing is, the dog is not free from cancer, but the tumor shrank. And he is now in the process of creating a second mRNA series of vaccines to further reduce the tumor and help the dog beat cancer entirely. But Rosie is doing well, and they are hopeful for the future. So there, I saved you a very long read for the second half of this article. Now, the blue with us tonight. works in genetics and is responsible for advancing the magical medical technology that her clan is known for in the Great Dragon Empire. She chose this story tonight to ask us how we feel about advanced medical technology. Here's her question, and it comes to you first, Mr. Darcy. Do you think using AI and advanced technology to create custom treatments will replace standard medicine? What do you see for the future of medicine with technology?
Well, I sure as hell hope so. This is amazing. Like, yeah, I've recently been rereading Jurassic Park, and Michael Crichton talked about genetics being the most powerful force the world has ever seen. This is us learning the power of genetics and using machine learning to gain mastery over it. And this gives me so much hope for the future. Like, it's curing cancer. This is a proper use of AI technology, and hopefully we can be like, if it does reach sentience, hopefully we can be friends, and hopefully this machine will mind will recognize us as its parents, and love us in the same way that we love our parents, even if it does reach a level of complexity far beyond what we can handle. But yes, so everything's possible with this. Okay, so I saw not long ago that in the Epstein files they were discussing cloning people without arms. Like,
wow.
Yes, but that when I think about genetic engineering, I think about adding more cones and rods to our eyes so that we can experience more of the spectrum of light and appreciate the world better. And I think about the average person being able to run a 4-minute mile, and I think about resurrecting extinct species. But these monsters think about, oh, let's create women without arms so they can't fight back.
Yeah, it's sick.
We good white people need to control this technology. I think generally we are the only ones who have, like, the moral framework and the genetic, like, responsibility to properly wield this technology.
I agree.
The only people who can be trusted to use it are 200 IQ white Yakubs. From Agartha.
Yeah.
I guess that's all.
Okay.
I really love that dragon, by the way.
Say again? What was that, Mr. Darcy?
I really love that dragon, by the way. It's pretty.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful dragon. This is artwork from Wizards of the Coast early 3rd edition for Dungeons and Dragons. This is an iconic blue dragon. Blue dragons in Dungeons and Dragons are known for having even more of a gift for sorcery and magic than most dragons have. And this is, I think this is from a book from 2005 or 2004, before they made the stupid decision to go to 4th edition and try to make it like an MMO or a video game. This was, in my opinion, from the height of good Dungeons and Dragons artwork, because you'll see this is WAR. Actually, that says 12. Maybe this is from 2012. Maybe this is a later picture. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think that's 3rd edition revised, that one.
Well, 3rd edition revised was still done before.
Oh yeah, no, that's
4th
right,
edition.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this artwork is from 3rd edition, because I have the book that this is in. I own it, and 3rd edition was done before 4th edition. They didn't make more stuff for it afterwards, which 4th edition would have already been in swing by 2012. But anyway, I don't know if this is from 2012 or not, just because it has a 12 in the little signature down there. But where I was going with that, I'm sorry for the huge interruption here. Magic the Gathering, also owned by Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro. The Magic the Gathering cards had some phenomenal artists back in the day, and several of those artists moved over to do artwork for Dungeons and Dragons in the aughts, and that's why you have a bunch of phenomenal artwork in the Dungeons and Dragons products of that era. But I'm sorry for the interruption. Please, let's go back to the discussion.
It's all right. I love that. By the way, Yiz, I am working on a fantasy novel. I hope you might admit once it's finished.
Sure, sounds great. Yeah. I love fantasy stuff.
It's Smokey the Mountain Dwarf. I can't say.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Is it a children's story?
I don't know. It's just it's in a fantasy world of my own design. Speaking of AI, I'm paranoid about revealing too much about it because I can imagine somebody just typing what I said into ChatGPT and saying, "Oh, hey, take this and write a novel. Make it sound like I wrote it, but make it like Tolkien too."
Well, hey, you have this stream as proof that you came up with the idea before them. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good copyright claim for you.
But anyway, were you done with what you were saying, Mr. Darcy? If so, we'll move on to someone else.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Ardent, you're up next.
I'll jump on this one. Yeah. Do I think using AI and advanced technology to create custom treatments will replace standard medicine? I want to say thank you very much for correcting the record. They kept calling it a vaccine in the article, and it was absolutely not. It was a treatment. Do I think it will replace standard medicine? That depends on what you mean by standard medicine. I mean, that's a pretty big gamut. We're talking about everything from simply setting a leg all the way up to brain surgery.
Right, and let me tell you why I phrased it this way. This will help you.
Okay.
The reason why I phrased it this way is standard medicine right now is we can only go on trials, experiences, large-scale data, and we can say, okay, we think you were diagnosed with this. You probably have X. The treatments that we know that we have seen work okay for patients that share your traits are A, B, and C. We can try these on you. And that's basically how all of medicine works. Because no one can have a magical Star Trek tricorder, hold it up to you, and know exactly how to fix you and do it. That's not how medicine works. But if we have AI technology that allows us to do the whole Star Trek medbay thing and know exactly what is wrong specifically with you and how to specifically fix it in you, that would completely revolutionize the entirety of the world of medicine. So that's why I phrased it this way.
Okay, yeah, I see now. You're talking about taking out the more or less trial and error element of it.
Well, it's not just trial and error.
No, it's not trial and error.
It's not trial and error at all, Ardent.
I'm just analogizing for my minimal IQ.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there were other articles that talked about this, and it was interesting how it worked. Supposedly, he compared his dog's genome to the genome inside the somatic tissue in the tumors, and he basically used it to create a treatment that would basically utilize bonding sites in order to basically take apart or kill or cause apoptosis in the cancer cells.
It was a treatment for the specific area where the tumor was and those cells there to tell them to stop making the cells that aren't supposed to be there and start growing the cells that are supposed to be there.
Yeah, what's great about even the most mainstream of AI is that basically you can bounce stuff off of them and they'll give you ideas. It's very good at referencing like factual information, and it can basically put it can do +2 + 2 = 4. When you make problems very simple, they can do that much thinking enough that they can kind of keep the ball rolling. And as you keep throwing questions at it, you can eventually reach a conclusion of an answer for a very specific problem. For example, like asking, "Hey, could I possibly replace the jungle chip on this specific CRT? Like, is there a similar chip that has the same number of pins, and I could set up an entire additional amp system for a second audio channel so that I can turn the CRT into a stereo one, and then RGB mod it?" And it was like, yeah, I looked up all the common chips. No, that's not a possibility. There's none that would really fit in that socket. You have to have a significant amount of knowledge. You have to have enough smarts that you can work with it kind of as a partner.
Yep.
And then you need to have enough knowledge in your field already that you can catch it when it's wrong or slipping up or when it's missing the point of what you're saying.
And obviously, this doesn't mean that everyone is just going to have the knowledge and ability to make your own medicine at home. That's not what I mean.
No,
What the question
this is going to be a tool of doctors.
Right. Is this going to be how hospitals and doctors utilize the tools of medicine now? Is instead of just having these generic treatment, not generic, but these collections of treatments that seem to work okay for certain things, will they instead be able to microanalyze the specific patient and create a specific treatment for what ails them? I think that's in the realm of possibility. And I think that we might even start seeing that before we die. I think that's very likely something that we can see start to become commonplace in the next 20 years.
What I think is that in the immediate, it would be used to basically remind doctors that certain treatments exist that are often forgotten. In fact, all sorts of shit in medicine that works has been essentially lost to modern medicine. It would be a really good way to sort of bring back the pillbox, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a good point as well, Three. The way I'm looking at this now, based from what we got from the article, the kind of comparative analysis that was there, if that could be personalized to each person, then that would actually be a massive game changer for medicine. However, the current model that we have is everyone wants and copyright and claim every single thing. So there's that.
I just assume that the pharmaceutical companies will be the first ones to spend their billions to dominate this market. I just assume that. Like, I'm not saying that, like, your family doctor down the road, if those things even still exist, is going to be able to have all these tools and do this for you. I meant like the industry of medicine. It seems like it might change.
The powers that be are going to try to lobotomize AI so that you don't pick treatments they don't want you to use.
Yeah, that's just like we see with AI now being so anti-white and anti-Christian.
Yeah, but that's kind of my point too. Is if you have a doctor who works, what is it? Is it HMOs? Is the organizations you guys have down there?
Well, we used to. Those are mostly gone now. Everything is just corporate medicine and insurance now, unfortunately.
That's essentially what I'm talking about, though, is the idea that you have a doctor in one region who works for one HMO and a doctor who in another region who works for another corporate entity. And if both those corporate entities refuse to share resources with each other, then you run into the possibility that someone who gets sick in region A could be cured by something that's only known about in region B. And that sort of issue there, and ironically enough, it comes back to kind of my principle with the monarcho-capitalism thing, where the whole point of the monarch is to protect the people from predatory practices like that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it would be ideal if we didn't have evil, covetous shitbags running everything, obviously. But
yeah,
I still think that what I'm talking about here is realistic. I don't think that this is like some unrealistic or dangerous thing. It seems like that the future of medicine could very likely be more targeted to the patient instead of the way it is now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I have one last thing I want to say. Doggo.
What? Doggo?
Whatever it takes to keep my doggo alive. I'm going to be
Okay. All right. Anything else on this from anybody, or shall we just move on? Anybody else have anything?
No. It sounds like there's no reason that your family doctor shouldn't have this technology. Like, AI is very cheap. He used, public language models to do this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also, this guy was highly experienced at working with data and AI. He said he had 17 years experience in it, and he had help from a university of people who wanted to take up this project. It's not like he just did it by himself in a few days at home. Like, this was a team effort just to see if it could be done.
Okay, that was what UNSW stood for, was University of New South Wales.
Yes, University of New South Wales. Yeah, their genomics department and their lab.
Okay, awesome.
So it's not like he just did it by himself in his garage. No, he had to use a lab and other people and $1 million facility to do this stuff with a lot of people helping him.
Yeah, so you can't tell me that.
But that doesn't mean that's how it'll be in the future. Like, look at all the things that are on a single smartphone these days. Nobody had access to this stuff easily 20 years ago. So it's like, I don't think that LLM technology is going to be so proprietary that nobody will have access to useful AI technology. I think that it will become ubiquitous.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that might force people to replicate a treatment that someone else already knows about. Like my concern is the information control or information hoarding aspect of it, really, right?
so
Perhaps.
a real quick with a real world example of something someone did without university help. I know a veteran who the VA was trying to make him pay back all of his benefits and take them from him. He used AI to help him navigate the process, and he is now on full disability like he deserves. And he doesn't have to repay his benefits. So yeah, and he did that without without help for anything. It's not I mean not as difficult as complex as genetics, but the VA system is pretty complex in itself, and the AI helped him navigate the process. That was pretty amazing to see. That's all. So yeah, I mean this technology, it'll get cheaper and cheaper, and if we can make sure it doesn't get gate kept by corporations, it can change lives all over the world. In the hands of normal people. That's all.
All right. Let's see if we have any paid chats that came in. Don't think we did. I didn't hear any beeps or boops anywhere, but I will check just to be sure. Yep, don't see anything. All right. So that was the Blue Dragon, which means we have only one left for the evening. We have, of course, Canada. So there's only one dragon left. And Mr. Darcy, you can choose to be the one to answer the question first, or since we have someone who's from Newfoundland, which is unfortunately technically part of Canada now,
legally Canadian.
Yeah, you could have our legally Canadian person here answer it first if you like.
Pardon if you want to take this. That would be great.
I will. Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually hoping it would get passed off so I could have a crack at it.
Okay. Well, let's see what it is. Canadian military personnel identified on, quote, white supremacist dating site. Newsflash, it isn't. That's just what they call it. CBC News Visual Investigations Unit identified more than 200 Canadians in the leaked data. Now, if you recall, I covered this. The anonymous hacker that went into Whitegate and released all that information. Remember that? We covered that on Discord and Dragons. Members of the Canadian Armed Forces had accounts on a whites-only dating site that promoted quote-unquote white supremacist ideology. It doesn't. A CBC News visual investigation found. The website Whitegate, launched in 2017, explicitly marketed itself as a whites-only dating platform. Now, this says that it welcomed white supremacists and neo-Nazis. It did not openly do that. It simply did not punish people for having opinions. That's all. In December, an anonymous hacker known as Martha Root, which we covered, like I said, shut down Whitegate and published its data, exposing thousands of users from around the world on a site called OkStupid. Using the data and more detailed user logs that Root made available exclusively to researchers and journalists, meaning other anti-white shitbags that she knew would be anti-white if she shared the info with them, CBC News found that more than 500 accounts were based in Canada. Of those, roughly 200 have been matched to real people by the CBC. Among Whitegate's Canadian users, CBC News discovered 3 members who identified themselves on social media as military personnel. So I'm not going to read the rest of this because it is extremely anti-white in its presentation and conclusion, and that sickens me. So we are going to leave this off here and go to the White Dragon, which is this big, beautiful beast here. The White with us tonight hasn't spoken with us in over a year, but he's glad to be back. He recently caught up on Earth's news and is appalled to see our leaders continue to be disgusting cretins, unworthy of leading anyone. It also discusses how the most noble people on our planet are unjustly denigrated and shamed. His question tonight is this, and it comes to Ardent Party first. Do you think the purposeful thwarting of healthy white families and communities will backfire? Will these efforts lead to whites uniting out of defiance and survival?
Absolutely. It doesn't shock me in the slightest that it was the CBC that was given this information. It's essentially the CBC is maple flavored Pravda. It's as bad as the Soviet media ever was. And something like this essentially turns them somewhat into an enforcement arm of the Canadian government. Do I think it's going to cause us to unite out of defiance and survival? Oh, gods, yes. I am so happy to see things like this happen sometimes, because it is just more and more people being woken up to how very, and for the sake of convenience, I'll use the term hypocritical, though we know it's really not, but how very hypocritical the policy seems to be, that you can have black date, J date, Hindu date, etc.
Yeah, like I saw a post on Twitter about this that pulled up, I think it's 40 or 50 dating sites in Canada that are specifically for non-white ethnic groups and religious groups like Muslims and shit. Those are all completely allowed, completely above board, never get shamed and slandered by the news. This is entirely about hurting white people and keeping white people from being successful.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and it dovetails nicely with the government's policy of doing exactly the same thing.
Yep.
The thing about it that makes me happy, which is, I know, an ironic thing to say, is that it does raise the consciousness of how very suppressed, for lack of a better word, white folks are here in Canada. We are rapidly becoming not just a minority, but an oppressed minority and a suppressed minority. They are doing everything they can. The government, various departments within the government are doing almost everything they can, not to mention corporate, just to push white folks to the margins. I covered a story from the National Post today that basically showed that I think it was 60% of corporations in Canada now have at least one position that they essentially say straight white men, when they apply, will go directly to the back of the line regardless.
Yeah.
Which kind of leaves me with the question of, how do you know they're straight from an application form?
And also, let us not forget that the CBC is well known for not hiring white people explicitly. Like underneath the thread where I found information about this today, people were sharing clips of, not clips, screenshots of positions offered by the CBC. And many of them explicitly say, this is for we will only be accepting applications for non-male, non-white people.
Yeah,
they just straight up come out and say it. If you're a white guy, you don't get to, you can't even apply for this position.
Severed in chat says they knew it was a straight man because there was no glitter on the form.
That's pretty good. Now, speaking of things that are funny in chat, old Bass up here, Bass Klutvik, has a great one. Connecting the dots, an Indian lesbian dating site. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a good joke. That's a good.
Shut it down.
Disgusting.
So, regardless, who else wants to take this one? Who else has some opinions on this?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my great grandpa. Well, you can go free if you want. I didn't mean to talk over you.
You can go first if you want. Excuse me.
My own great granddad was Canadian. He had dual citizenship, but so he fought in an army instead of the. I don't know what to say.
muttered about raking or whatever.
So, what was I saying? Well, yeah, he was a Canadians have this this reputation in warfare for a reason. He was one of the guys who made that reputation, even though he fought in the American army. I actually have lots of family in Canada. There's Brigham Young actually told part of my family to go settle up in Canada because we wanted to take as much territory as we could for the state of Deseret that we were building. I'm actually looking at his picture right now. So, but yeah, like it's a betrayal of his, it's the thing, the veteran that's like, this isn't what I fought for, yeah, like, yeah, I hope this galvanizes people. And to my mind, there's no other possibility. We all have to do our best with what we can where we're at, and only then will we survive. Yeah. Why? Yeah. They're attacking our ability to procreate. I kind of remember I was kind of thinking earlier about like panda. Okay, so it's nearly impossible. Famously, it's impossible to get pandas to breed in captivity. But during COVID, when the zoos shut down, when people came back to the zoos, all the female pandas were pregnant because they weren't being watched 24/7. And humans are like that. Nobody, if you go to a nightclub, nobody dances and nobody approaches because we're being filmed. Everything we do is recorded 24/7 and it doesn't go away. So that creates this paralysis and stops young men from approaching women. And this ultra surveillance state is an attack against our people. Whether it's, I think part of it's a little bit unintentional. I mean, I doubt anyone foresaw that, constant surveillance would stop people from breeding. But I don't know. In 1984, you did have the whole anti-sex league thing.
Yep.
Like it's just a little bit different, we all have telly screens in our pockets, they're not just on our walls.
Yeah, Big Brother's looking at us every day through smartphones.
Yep. Hey, Big Brother.
3 of 12. What do you think?
I think it'll eventually backfire, but it'll require the complete rebuild of European communities. It's just not going to happen the way things are. People are too passive. Breads and circuses. I'm not like black-pilled on it. I think that I think that people assume that it comes with people all of a sudden just deciding to pick up rifles and doing stuff, but it's really more fluid than that. People have to live their lives, acquire experiences, form opinions based on facts and their own, what they see with their own two eyes, and eventually they get to the point that they get disillusioned with everything and they become a growing sort of counterculture that eventually, when they get to take things over, get to change the direction that everything goes. And I say this even considering the fact that eventually even their elites die. They will be replaced, and they can be replaced eventually. I mean, the fact that J.D. Vance is the vice president of the United States gives me a lot of hope that that a dude who drank Mountain Dew and played Halo 3 just like I did can be in control. I know that the end of that question was slightly less serious, but I think you get my point.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, if J.D. Vance, he has an Indian wife. You think he's going to support mass deportations?
I think he will.
I think so.
Sure, why not?
Because he has race mixed children, and his wife is Indian, and he's used to the smell. And
now, just because he's a curry burner doesn't mean that he doesn't want to get. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to get rid of 50 million people who shouldn't be here. Like, I'm not saying Vance is our guy, and I'm hunky dory with him. I'm not. But I do see, I don't think that just because he has an Indian wife, he would be against getting rid of 50 million people who are low IQ illegal schmucks who shouldn't even be here that make America worse. Like, he wants America to be great for him and his mixed race kids, and getting rid of these people would behoove that. So, you know.
Okay. Well,
like, also, you're going to have to get used to the fact that not everyone's going to agree with you on everything.
Yeah.
They're going to want different things. And, you know, you also falling in love with someone, man, it's not something I can ask of him. It's just not something I can ask of him to get rid of his Indian wife and children.
I mean, I would like him to, but I'm not going to ask him because I know the answer would be no, and that would be rude to say. Like, it's just, like, again, you have to work with what you have. What we have right
you
now,
do.
Yeah, it's like, this is what we have right now. This is what we have.
Like, so we can, if you really want to, we can pursue perfect after we've achieved great.
Right. Like, don't let perfect be the enemy of better. And
besides,
if you really want to make things better, you need to do what I recommend you do all the time on other people's streams, on my morning walk videos, on this stream sometimes. We, as regular people with not much money, with not much influence, we can't radically change and force a cycling of elites in our federal government. You can't do that. You will never be able to do that unless you obtain wealth and power comparable to theirs. What us regular people can do is raise better children, associate together in healthier, wiser ways, create community watches, better schools, better churches, specifically for our children to be raised with the knowledge that we have to one day be ready to win wars that will have to be fought for our survival. You need to police the people in your local area. If you still are lucky enough, like me, to live in an area that's mostly still homogenous, get some good old boys, get some Karens, get some people who really like to be busybodies, and have them network together and tell the foreigners to get the fuck out. That's what we do here. Like, me and my cousin and a couple of friends I know, we regularly go by this Indian who opened up a little vape shop and tell him he's not wanted here. We tell people that we see going into his shop to not buy from him, that he's a foreigner. And if they want to be associated with the foreigner, guess what's going to happen to them too when shit hits the fan? Like, you can use your words. You can use your social posturing to make your area better. You can invest in making white people's lives around you better. That's what you need to care about and concern yourself with, not worrying about doomer politics and worrying about, oh, well, if things can't dramatically change in the next 5 years, all is lost and I shouldn't care. That's fucking coon brain incel thinking right there. And you need to move away from that shit or go suck Fuentes's dick with the rest of the losers. I don't truck that kind of negativity. Like, you need to take action and be responsible. Be a fucking man. Face the darkness stoically and say, I'm going to do something about this shit. But and do it smartly. Do it, that's a stupid word. Do it intelligently. Do it wisely.
And keep in mind that he's had the sense to seek out a woman to be the mother of his children, who isn't going around engaging in her own agitation, saying that the United States is horrible and pushing for Indians to move here. She's shutting the fuck up and mothering his children.
And everything I could find on his wife, she doesn't seem to be like particularly anti-white. She doesn't seem to support like most of the cancerous shit that I would be against. She seems to be like the tepid kind of civic nationalist pro-American. I don't view her specifically as a problem.
Yeah. Like, I bet if you talk to her, you'd find that she'd kind of just agree with us and just bet everything.
On most things, yeah, probably. Because remember, a lot of well-to-do, high-born Indians, they hate Jeets too, and they move away to get away from them. Like that video of that guy in Canada saying, I moved here years ago with my family to get away from these Indian retards you guys are mass importing now. Like,
Oliveira.
I mean, I can tolerate just about anyone as long as they follow my values.
Yeah. And, encourage your friends and family to not go to Mexican restaurants.
Indeed.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And
also, we don't need curry restaurants. We have it at home.
Yeah, like we don't need Mexicans and Indians to make us curry and Mexican food. We can do that ourselves. Like, you don't have to import a French chef from France to make French cuisine. You can learn to do that yourself, just like millions of white people have done. We don't need foreigners to have quote unquote good food. That's boomer retardation.
Yeah.
You should marry the French chef.
As a member of the English diaspora, I would like to point out that we conquered the rest of the world so that we could take the recipes. We didn't need to bring the cooks home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
And,
Anything else on this one, or are we done?
I'm good.
I think we're done.
All right.
Well,
Sounds
other than having much profanity about Canada, but we'll leave that in there.
Hey, don't make me say the N-word.
all right. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Call me a frostback. Are you going to call me a frostback? How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Shout out Snow Monkey.
Hey,
All right.
hey, you should use the Edward. Well, that's probably too spicy thing that I sent you. The Edward's. So Edward Scissorhands is being remade, and the beloved,
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear God.
the beloved Johnny Depp character is being replaced by a black actor. I'm kidding.
God,
You don't.
It is?
Yeah, because you know who cougars love? Completely savage, barbaric men.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, it's his name's N-word Hands, but the second
course he
part
is.
is not is the actual. I made a movie poster of it. I don't know. You just have to see it. You can't explain a meme.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Didn't you send me that?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I thought you did. All right. We
Sorry.
have some things to look at here. We are going to start with to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We are going to start with something funny from Garin Music. And I personally like Garin Music. I've been listening to him for years. Before he even got really big, pun intended, I was listening to him. I found him a long time ago. He's really funny. So we are going to start with a funny St. Patrick's Day thing from Garin Music. So let's make sure that we can see this. I'll go ahead and drop the branding because we'll be looking at memes and stuff too.
What the fuck?
Let's see. What?
What is happening here?
What?
Oh, I love this guy. He's delicious.
Oh.
Yeah, he is delicious. All right. Anyway, here we go.
Fucking at it again, dyeing the river green. I still can't believe that America is actually in real life. Like, America is a place that you can actually go. Some people fucking live there. I'm confident that can't be true. This is just attention seeking now. Do you know what we do in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day? We wear a green t-shirt. That's it. And we drink a lot, but that doesn't really differentiate it from other days. And what about the fucking fish? How are they feeling about all this? I know it's fish safe die, but the salmons must be awful fucking confused. What the fuck, lads? I shouldn't have that fucking mushroom. I'm freaking out, boys. I feel like I'm underwater. I get it. You're fucking Irish. You don't need to be so aggressive with it. Subtle Irishness is so much sexier. Look at Paul Mescal. He's so undercover as an Irishman, he's not even ugly. If you really want to honour St. Patrick, throw a load of fucking snakes in the water. See how you enjoy that authenticity. Anyway, follow me. I'm delicious.
I love this guy. Ever since Newsfist introduced me to him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's been funny ever since I've been following him for the last few years. He's, in my opinion, his content's only become better. Next, this is from a good friend of the channel, Kunstler Kenneth Krieg. He shared an excellent Anthony Jeselnik clip I want to play for you guys tonight for some laughs.
Oh God, that's Anthony Jeselnik. What the fuck happened?
I was just thinking the same thing. He looks way different, blonde with a beard.
Yeah, he looks different now. Why is this not working? Maximize.
He somehow became more homosexual.
Why? Okay, I don't know what Twitter changed, but for whatever reason, when I click to embiggen, it steals the entire window and minimizes all my other browser windows, and I can't pull out of it.
It's a joke.
What the fuck? Why is that so loud? Oh my god.
Yeah, Twitter has changed a couple of things in the last few days.
God, why does Twitter have to be shitty all of a sudden? Ugh.
It's the
There we
enshittification
go.
of
Okay, it worked.
Hey, Mossad.
it. Must
All right. Anyway, listen, this is great. This is only like a minute long, but it's hilarious.
It's a joke I like a lot. My cousin Randy is maybe the dumbest person I've ever met in my entire life. Dumbest guy I've ever met. The other day he comes up, he goes, Anthony, check out my new tattoo. It's the Japanese symbol for awesome. No, Randy. That's a swastika.
Okay.
I mean, fuck, man. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's the German symbol for awesome.
Close enough, buddy. Close enough.
Anthony Jeselnik's fun. He's been doing raunchy, naughty humor for a long time. He's great. Okay, I need to turn my camera back on, and we're going to look at some memes. Starting with this one. This is pretty good. It's a visual meme. I won't read it. You have to look at it. It's not bad.
Oof, that's a hell of an increase in taxes. Why aren't you guys throwing? Never mind, in the water.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I like this one. Weekend at BB's. He was.
Oh God.
I love how
boomer-ass reference, by the way. This movie's like 40 years old now, but it's funny as hell.
That is an ancient movie now. We're getting old, man.
Yeah. How am I supposed to take this party seriously when they're all making Zoolander faces? I mean, it's true. Look, it's true.
Oh God, it's fun.
It's true. These are Zoolander faces.
Because Zoolander has superpowers.
Oh,
I love this depiction of Ted Cruz here. You can't say Christ is King. It's anti-citrus. Oh, yeah. So anyways, Christ is King. But
Days. Eat it, Ted Cruz.
At this rate, Trump might have to release the full Epstein files to distract us from Iran.
Just do it, man.
I like this. Iran has been totally defeated. Donald, this is the 7th day in a row you've said Iran has been totally defeated. There will be no World War III. They've abandoned numbered releases and switched to a live service model with seasonal events.
I'm not going to war, okay? I'm not doing it.
Here's a good one. I like this one.
No,
Again,
Tucker.
Visual. Can't read it.
Yep.
I like this one. What if the spider you killed in your house spent its entire life thinking that you were his roommate? Did you ever think about that? No, you just think about yourself.
Whose name is on the mortgage, Spider?
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Know your place.
In the house anyway.
3 of 12. You'll like this one. This soup is bland. It has no taste.
I'm a complete computer friggin' Luddite, and even I get this.
That's because you bought
SVG.
Skyrim. You know what happens. Right.
Fair point.
SVG
like
soup.
I think they're putting chemicals in the fire that turn the friggin' swords gay.
Put chemicals in the forge, turn the friggin'
Is that why it's so hard?
That's why it's so hard. That's absolutely correct. I like this. Politician in 1996. I tried pot but didn't inhale. Politician in 2026. I fucked a kid but I didn't eat it.
You know,
there have been severe hangings over this.
this might sound harsh, but I believe everyone in this story should die.
I like this. We stopped bitching about being nuked twice, but Israel's still going on about Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I will say, New Mexico's been nuked.
It smells like bitch in here.
Complain.
Sorry, you cut out because other people spoke. What'd you say, Mr. Darcy?
Oh, I said New Mexico has been nuked thousands of times, and we don't complain about that.
True.
Really.
Next
Anyway.
up, we have aggressive mimicry is when predators, parasites, and parasitoids share similar signals using a harmless model, allowing them to avoid being correctly identified by their prey or host. Zoologists repeatedly compare this strategy to a wolf in sheep's clothing. And picture unrelated.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to start calling commies parasitoids.
Do it.
Parasitoids, yeah, I like it.
I like this one. Star
Oh no.
Wars.
Oh, yeah. Oi, they made us share this book.
And last but not least, a meme contribution from good old Teabag and Therapist over on Rumble.
Nice.
He shared this, and you guys know I like to end my meme selection with a George Floyd meme.
Beautiful.
And tonight, no,
no.
it's a different one. So hold on.
That's not George Floyd.
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong one. I forgot I had one more. We can open the Strait of Hormuz by widening it. Now, this, many people might not get. This is one of the first memes on the internet. And I'm not going to explain it because it's gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I get this.
I know this. I understand that reference.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's terrible.
You wish to repress a memory, sir?
You should go to boards.4chan.org.
This is the George Floyd meme. I can't leave.
I can't leave. I can't leave.
Getting it straight, you fucking pussies.
I dare you.
Go once, only one of you will hit.
You don't go fast enough. They can only get so many of you. Come on, go for it.
All right.
They actually can hit all of them. Probably. Well, probably not,
Nah.
actually. A lot of them are sneaking past by shutting off their transceivers. Not a lot, but a few at least. Anyways.
So tonight, we had a new featured guest, Mr. Darcy. I hope you had a good time. I liked the things that you had to say, and if you enjoyed yourself, you're welcome to return. Is there anything you would like to shill while you're here tonight, sir?
Well, oh yes. Get rich quick with these get rich quick pills. That's right. You could get rich quick with the ultimate pill popping experience. Tell your doctor that he should also order get rich quick pills to get day. Just call the number on your screen now. Terms and conditions apply.
Ardent, is there anything you would like to shill, sir?
Yes, indeed there is. Over on my Rumble channel, Ardent Plays, I stream pretty much every day except Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I do a live read much later in the evening. Currently, I'm still in the process of reading through Moonraker, the James Bond novel. Other than that, you guys can find me on, see if I can get the whole list all in once. Gab, Getter, Gander, which is a new platform that's in open beta, X, Rumble, YouTube, your mom's couch. I'm pretty much everywhere. Feel free to say hi.
The last thing that I'll share with us tonight. Oh wait, 3 of 12. Did you want to shill anything tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to shill this this YouTube channel called Tech Tangents. I might have done this before, but I recently watched one of his older videos where he did a sound card upgrade on a Pentium system, and he went with an Aerial Vortex 2, and he made me realize that it had it was one of the oldest sound cards I have that had a MIDI header on it, and I should get a Dream Blaster X2 for it. So I'm gonna put it in the comments.
Sure.
Because it's a cool video.
Chat.
I got one of them from my uncle when I clean out the house, so I'm very happy.
Do you mean you're putting it in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There it is. I see it now. Okay. The link that I shared before threes is what we are about to watch. A guy made a very touching, good video about white people, especially white men. It's a very positive, pro-white video, and it has a nice song. And I thought I would play us out with that tonight. So I shared the link so you guys can go give him support over on the Twitter because he made this song. So let's see. Tomorrow I will be streaming Mega Man 2. I know that Fat Dave is excited about that. We had a good chat about Mega Man earlier today. And around 4 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll play for a couple of hours, and I will showcase Mega Man 2 since I showcased the original Mega Man last week, and we'll have a talk about that. Should be a lot of fun, and I have a morning walk video scheduled to come out tomorrow morning like usual. And, of course, we will be back next Monday with more Discordant Dragons. And, reminder, my picnic is in 4 Saturdays. So if any of you would like to come to my picnic or donate to it, you are welcome to. That will be in 4 weeks, 4 Saturdays from now. Let me know via email, DM somewhere, at me on Twitter, et cetera, if you want to join the fun in East Tennessee. That will be 4 Saturdays from now. All right. With that being said, thank you to Mr. Darcy for being here tonight. Thank you to 3 of 12 and the absent Ardent party, who I think lost internet connection at a very inopportune moment. I will see you guys next week. Good night, and God bless.
We're busy yoinking their Prime Minister.
It was great talking to you all. Thank you very much.
It was great, and we will listen to this song on the way out.
He runs through fields with dirt on his hands, eyes wide open to distant lands. His father's stories fill his dreams of heroes, builders, mighty schemes. He climbs the trees his grandfathers planted, takes nothing in this world for granted. The blood of explorers courses through. He feels it calling what he'll do. Energy ancient, burning bright, the spirit of the West ignites. In every step, in every breath, he carries life, he conquers death. White man, axis of the Western soul, reaching every goal. Father, husband, builder, guide, defender, standing at the line. White man, conqueror of the unknown, carving out a home from wilderness to shining spire. He is the keeper of the fire. Now he's older, books in hand, learning laws that govern land. Mathematics, engines roar, philosophy, and so much more. He masters crafts his fathers knew, adds inventions fresh and new. With calloused hands and sharpened mind, he builds the future for mankind. Not by chance, but by design, he shapes the world. He draws the line between the chaos and the form, through raging seas, through raging storms. White man, axis of the Western soul, reaching every goal. Father, husband, builder, guide, defender, standing at the line. White man, conqueror of the unknown, carving out a home from wilderness to shining spire. He is the keeper of the fire. He takes a bride, he makes a vow, sacred bond he honors now. Together they create a life, through joy and pain, through peace and strife. He is the rock, the steady hand, provider for his family's land. His love is fierce, his purpose clear, to build tomorrow year by year. Children laughing, children grow. He teaches hearts to seek the flame, stories of their ancient line and how to guard the sacred name. He shows them beauty, truth, and might, how to fight the worthy fight. He is the trunk, they are the branch, the tree of life, the soul of West, the warrior when the darkness calls, standing when the empire falls. He doesn't kneel, he doesn't break, he carries on for future's sake. Now silver-haired with weathered face, he's run the race, he's kept the pace. Grandfather, uncle, pillar tall, he's seen it all, he's built it all. The young ones gather at his feet, the circle of the life's complete. He passes on the sacred flame, the Western spirit still the same. He is the root, the ancient oak, the embodiment of all who spoke of destiny and higher call. He gave his all, he gave his all. White man, axis of the Western soul, who made the fractured whole. Father, husband, builder, guide, the pillar standing with his pride. White man, conqueror of sea and star, we remember who we are. From wilderness to shining spire, we are the keepers of the fire. So let it burn across the years, through all the doubts and all the fears. The white man stands, his work continues. The spirit lives in all that's in you. From boy to man to father wise, the archetype will never die. Western kind, eternal free. The root, the trunk, the sacred tree.